Juno's critical. Juno made a horrible rotation. Queen understands this. Instantly pops shout and starts running at our Juno. Alright guys, I'm gonna be doing a video on Kiriko this time. Now, this is going to be a VOD review that I did of a game that we got crushed in. And I'm going to go over how, as a support, you can still make plays while still losing the game. Because a lot of people complain like these games are just completely unwinnable. And that is true in some cases, but you also have the ability to kind of change the fights in certain areas. Right off the bat, you can see that we're on Monkey on Throne of Anubis. Terrible character on this map, okay? Monkey dive is just not very good on this map. Rush is great though, but dive is bad. I'm gonna go over my Suzu timing, my positioning, my teleport usage, all the cooldown usage on Kiriko, just the things that I'm thinking about. Now, I don't think it's right or wrong. I'm just saying my thought process and the decisions that I make, and hopefully I can learn from something from this. That's why I'm making the video. So we're coming out in the mid here, okay? Big thing about this map is this as a support. You always want to be either here on this, like first rotation point is what I call it, and then this is the second rotation point. As a support, you never want to be in front of this little pillar here. You always want to be using this as full cover for your team, especially when you don't know who's on the enemy team. So we're walking in here. I'm going to see the things that I see here. Just topping my team up, making sure they're safe. So first thing I see is this. Our Sojourn popped his shift, okay? As a support, you need to be keeping in mind your teammates' cooldowns, okay? And a defensive cooldown for Sojourn, who is my favorite character in the whole game, even though I suck at her. My favorite character is Sojourn. She used her shift. And because she used her shift, the enemy team is going to understand that, and they're going to try to take advantage of the situation to kill her, okay? Another thing I noticed right away is this Reaper is going to be trying to walk at our backline. Now, I like that our Tracer's position here to kind of start dueling him and picking at him, but that means that I need to now position myself far away from Reaper, okay? That's why my back is to this corner now, rather than playing back here or playing up here. My back is to this corner because I know this Reaper, if he starts walking in, it's not going to be very good for me, okay? Unless I start hitting shots. One thing I'm worried about right now, the main thing, is that my Sojourn just used his shift. You need to be understanding of your teammates' cooldowns. Because my Sojourn used his shift, their Junker Queen pops shout and is going right at my Sojourn. My Sojourn's kind of like, uh-oh, I messed up, right? I'm aware of this, though. Heads up play. As soon as that Junker Queen presses his E, I can nullify this entire cooldown by using a Suzu. And because I use that Suzu, that Junker Queen is now like, uh-oh, I'm overextended without shout, and there's 3 versus 1. This is creating a 3 versus 1 opportunity against Junker Queen. Now, she's fine, and she's definitely winning in this situation, but this is a play that you can make to save your teammates. Good time Suzus will win you the game, okay? Now, because I just used my Suzu, you can tell that I'm already starting to play a little bit safer at the second rotation point. Really important that you understand your rotation points, if you should move in when you have cooldowns, if you should move out when you don't have cooldowns. Let's see how this plays out. Thing here, Monkey. This is what I mean with matchup differences in Overwatch and how it can be a coin flip. We are playing Monkey into Junker Queen, Hanzo, Juno, Reaper, Brig. Horrible character against these people. Like, not good at all. Hanzo and Juno are the only 2 dive targets, but if you understand how these two work out together, Brig and Juno's like never going to be dying with a Brig pocketing her. And if you notice here, our tank is making a huge misplay, and he's taking a lot of damage and doing little damage. Very bad trades here happening. He's trying to hide around this pillar, taking so much damage. There's nothing else I can do here. Suzu just came back up. Since our Monkey had to get out, the reason I rotated backwards is because you know they're going to be walking in, so I have to rotate backwards here. This is just a losing fight, and there's nothing you can do about it. I know I'm like harping on this a lot, but it's really important to understand that like sometimes you just lose in Overwatch. It's okay. And it doesn't mean our Monkey's bad. Like, I think our Monkey's playing this great. He hasn't fed yet. I mean, I think he just did, but you can really just try to make an impact as much as you can. Just constantly rotate backwards, heal your team. That's all you can do. Whenever your team's full health, there's the shurikens. So now our tank's dead, you just have to give the point and run away. Now this guy is still on Monkey. I start getting a little tilted in my head, but I try to not let it affect me because this is just a matchup nightmare. It's so bad playing Monkey into this team. I don't think he's a bad player. It's just a bad character to play against their team comp. So this is what I see here, and I decide to TP in here. Now this is a misplay for me, okay? And this is why I'm watching this VOD, and I like to look at this stuff and analyze these things for myself. So I see our Monkey dive their Hanzo, and I also see our Tracers diving Hanzo. So I think it's a good idea to TP in, okay? But because I TP'd in, our our Brig was pushed up too forward, and you know how that Junker Queen just likes to shout and then press her E and run at people, okay? Our Brig is gonna die here. We didn't get the kill on Hanzo. I was really hoping we did. And now, this isn't the worst position ever. We have the high ground against a lot of short-range characters, and I'm trying to be like the only DPS on our team to do anything right here. Once again, I made a big misplay on this Brig. I shouldn't have went in here. That's something I can improve on in the future. I almost kill Reaper, get a shift pop. Our Monkey is standing here doing literally nothing. He goes in because he sees how low that Reaper was. And it's a disaster. The rally gets popped. I try to even up the fight. I do anything I can. So I use my rush because I built it pretty fast. But because I used my rush, I was able to force out the Juno ult as well. So we got both support ults for my ult, which is kind of a good thing. But we're end up going to lose the fight here. Monkey is forced out. We lose the fight. Now, things that you can do better as a support there. I could have made a better play and kept my Brig alive. I definitely could have done something better there, personally. Okay? We lost that fight, and you can argue it's because of me. It wasn't even because of Monkey. I mean, it's a matchup nightmare, but... So, he ends up switching to Zarya. Great swap, by the way. Amazing swap from our tank. Now, you have to position. The reason I'm positioning here is because since our Zarya swapped, the Zarya is the main character of the game. He is playing against two short-range characters and a Brig. Because he's playing against that, he's going to be taking a lot of damage, but because he's taking a lot of damage, he's going to get a lot of charge. And you need to keep in mind as Kiriko that he is now the main character of your team. You need to make sure that he lives as much as possible. So that's why I'm playing here, directly behind that Zarya. I'm not playing in like weird positions or taking the flank angle with Tracer or anything. I want to play with Zarya here. That's what I'm thinking. So, Zarya makes a big misplay. This Zarya used both bubbles just to walk forward. Now, you always want to have good bubble management at Zarya, and because he used both, I'm like, oh god, he's gonna die, okay? Now, I try to hit the Suzu, but he gets pulled the second I throw that Suzu out. Like, super unlucky. Could be a great play from a Queen as well, but he's dead. He's super dead, okay? And because I use that Suzu, my team gets wiped out. A lot of this is like, this one is definitely on our Zarya. Like, this fight loss was definitely on our Zarya. But the other one was definitely on me, and these are things that you can learn from, okay? I know that it was a bad matchup before, but that's just an excuse for losing the game. Now, I go in to just try to heal Tracer. Once again, you can say that's a bad play. I'm just trying to do anything, because I think we're just losing the game. I'm going to watch like one more fight here and see what happens. So this is why Zarya is such a great pick here and why I liked it. Their Junker Queen ended up using ult, and because he used ult, this bubble automatically cleanses that anti for him, and he's also going to get a lot of ult charge from sitting in that dragon there. If you watch me here, I'm just trying to keep him alive, because remember, he's my main character. I throw a Suzu out, when he's critical, completely alleviates the pressure. It's a lot of pressure on him and it alleviates it. And then he's able to win the fight, and we're able to go into the second point with him having charge, which is extra important for this round. The momentum is totally in their side, but it could have shifted now, and we kind of feel it. It feels good. I'm going to watch one more fight here, and then we're going to see how I can play this one out. So, this is great. Already great positioning. You see how my team's playing here. I need to play safe in this corner here, okay? I know that if they want to get to me, they have to run all the way through to get to me, and then I have a TP out with Sojourn, who's playing on this top angle here. This is a great angle for Sojourn. Our Zarya is still the main threat point here. Let's see how you can make a play in this position as a support. I'm purposely playing here because if you notice, there's a lot of cover here. Now, it really doesn't matter as much in this matchup because they don't have like Widow or Ashe or anything, but that's why I'm playing inside. It's just a lot safer to be over here. So, you see here, I understand that at the same time. just like before in the very first start of this game, you can alleviate that pressure by throwing that Suzu the second she uses her E. And because of that, she ends up messing up, and she's able to get killed here. Horrible play from me, by the way. I sometimes always forget that Kiriko has no health. I get shot one time, and he hits a headshot. And I'm like, oh god, I'm dead. But Sojourn understood the situation, was playing up here earlier, was able to get the kill on Queen. I hope you learned something from my Kiriko play, and how you can use Suzus very well, how you can try to... I didn't really use TPs a lot, but you just really want to be holding left click and identifying who's the important person on your team, which would be Zarya. But you can also understand that, like, even though Zarya is not a bad player, it's just a bad matchup. And sometimes Overwatch is a coin flip, and it's okay. I hope you liked the video. I hope you subscribe if you like it. Let me know if you want to see any other characters. I have a pretty wide hero pool, so...